are here to celebrate and to literally open, with the cutting of a red ribbon, the expanded presence of mental health court on the east side. And mental health court started, it was born out of tragedy. A little bit over 11 years ago, there was a tragic event. I'm sure you all remember it, and it's been a driving force for mental health court for these 11 years. A very well-respected, well-regarded Seattle fire captain, Stanley Stevenson, lost his life, leaving a Mariners game on a beautiful afternoon much as this with his family. And the individual that ended his life was an individual who the system failed. It was an individual who suffered severe and persistent mental illness, who had been in the court system for minor offenses, property offenses. His most recent offense prior to the murder was the theft of a bicycle. But at that time in our history, the mental health system and the criminal justice system did not talk to each other. They weren't integrated, to say the least. And there were barriers to those two systems working together. Privacy barriers, legal barriers, and certainly cultural barriers. Out of that tragedy was born a very large and robust and enthusiastic task force of individuals who ultimately saw a need for a specialized mental health court to integrate the systems of the treatment providers and the criminal justice system providers. So mental health court was born 11 years ago, and we realized very early on that it was a really good thing. Outcomes were improved for the people that found themselves in mental health court. Literally wraparound services were provided that entailed things like housing and treatment and medication management and intensive case management and specialized probation supervision, and a courtroom that was a welcoming place for an individual to help them get out of the criminal justice system and deal with their mental illness with a positive outcome. We realized right away that it was working, but it was there were no added resources, and we knew that to bring it to more people, to expand it, meant resources. And so we tried federal grants, and we tried a couple times, and we got good feedback on those grant applications, but we never got dollars to go with that good feedback. The county council a couple of years ago stepped up and passed a tax called the Mental Illness and Drug Dependency Tax. The acronym is the MID tax, that identified that this population needed services. It would actually save money and save resources to put some resources at the front end. And therapeutic courts were at the lead of that, the intention of that tax. And that was a good thing. And we saw yet again an opportunity to expand mental health court and bring it to the east side and to bring it to multiple locations and more people. Then the economy turned, and the revenues from that tax came in far, far lower than we had initially planned. And then Leadership East Side and other advocates and the good work of the King County Council, led by Kathy Lambert and others, saw that this was a priority. And although the resources had shrunk, this was a priority. And so last year, at the end of the budget season around Thanksgiving, we got the very exciting and happy news that we had resources to expand mental health court, and that leads us here today. So I want to thank you all very much for being here. I want to give Kathy Lambert an opportunity to say something, and after Kathy, then Judge Harper, and then we're going to cut a ribbon. Kathy?
Thank you, Judge Lindy. It's so exciting to be part of a group. When you look around at the people in this room, you've all made a difference. Every one of you had an impact in making it happen today and for the next 20, 30, 40 years because of your leadership. So thank you for being the kind of people you are, because you know people and you care about people that have mental illness problems, and you've made their lives a whole lot better. So today we're celebrating that vision. A couple of years ago, under the leadership of, I don't know where he is right now, Cliff Curry on the staff right behind you, we started really looking at, is recidivism going to drop if we just put people in jail and throw away the key. And we decided, no, that wasn't the way to do it, that we needed to change how we dealt with people that needed alternatives to incarceration. And so what we're seeing now is the fruits of that labor. And so I want you to know that when we made those initial changes, it was scary to a lot of people. And if it hadn't been for you all standing up and saying, no, we believe this is right, we never would have gotten here. So I thank you for your leadership in helping on that. The support of Eastside leadership, Karen Duval, and all your team, it was great to watch your enthusiasm all through the process and your collaboration with the judges, and that's also how we got here today too. So thank you for your leadership. We've accomplished some goals I want to talk to you about, and there's two of them. We were able to reduce the criminalization of people with mental illness and to say that the focus needs to be on getting them treatment, stabilizing their lives, and getting them back on the road to recovery so that we can reduce recidivism but also make them fully contributing members of their society that they are part of. Secondly, it is a reduction in our very limited tax dollars because it is much cheaper to put somebody into the services that are appropriate to them rather than locking them up in jail, and we now have the numbers for that. As Judge Lindy said, it wasn't easy in this budget climate, but it is important, and it will continue to be important. Another benefit is that we have been able to extend our partnership with our suburban cities by 8 years, that we will continue to do the contract with them at least to 2020, and I hope before very long we can say to 3020, because we definitely want, I like to plan ahead, as you could tell. Both King County and Seattle were the second courts in the nation to begin establishing the mental health courts. As you know, that this model has won national awards, and it's really important that they have been at the forefront of this nationally. When I go on national tours, people always say, you're from King County. That's an innovative place that really cares about people. And I think that's a great reputation to have. So thank you to Judge Lindy, to all the judges involved who do the work on a daily basis, and to all of you who support helping those that need us, because that's what life's all about in building this community. So congratulations on 11 great years, and here's to 211 more.
Thank you, Councilmember Lambert. Judge Harper, would you be willing to say a few words? Judge Ann Harper is our mental health court judge, and so she is the one doing the work, the good work every day. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'd just like to say thank you very much for being here. This is a wonderful day. I'm very, very pleased that we're bringing this court to everybody in King County, not just King County, but all of the cities. I'd like to thank Councilmember Lambert for her commitment, her compassion, her drive, and her willingness to see this through, and Leadership East Side, again, for compassion and commitment and drive and working really hard to make this happen. It's already been mentioned by Judge Lindy that we have a fabulous team. The team is what makes it work, as Councilmember Lambert was saying. We have many members of our team here, and I want to just thank them for their openness. They're willing to work together. They don't fight. They look for practical solutions. And that's why this court works, and the clients see that working with the team, and then they participate much more openly with mental health court. It works, and it works because the real hard work is done every single day. And thank you very much.
Yes, Mike, would you like to say a few words? Please do.
Mike Ryan is president of NAMI East Side. When we started NAMI East Side in January 2001, this was mental health court on the East Side was one of our key strategic initiatives. This is huge for us, for all of our members, all of the families in crisis on the East Side. This is phenomenal. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Leadership East Side. Thank you, everyone, for your help. Appreciate it.
Well, Mike, I think it's very fitting that you join us with the scissor action here that we're about to have. I'm going to ask Councilmember Lambert and Judge Harper. I want to recognize Andy Prazu, who's the Executive Director of the King County Bar Association, who's here representing the bar, and Judge Mike Finkel, another one of your East Side judges who managed to get off the bench and get here to this courthouse. Thank you for being here. So if we could step up to the ribbon. Judge Harper, Andy Lambert. Mayor, would you be the representative of all the cities that are going to get served on the East Side? I don't really know how we do this, but I think we put our arms together. Kathy, have you done this before?
Oh, yes.
You hold this.
Someone else holds the other side.
Okay. Are you all here? Ready? Mental health court on the east side is officially open. Yeah.